Assalamualaikum, good morning everyone. I'm sure I don't need to introduce myself, am I? So you know these people, right? So I don't need to introduce them. So whatever, just introduce yourself. My name is I'm the moderator.
I'm Camila and I'm the adversary for today.
I am Shamira and I will be the activist for today.
I'm Nayat and I will be your specialist today.
Okay, so it's our question here. Does advertisement is beneficial or not? So let's start off with the advertisements.
Okay, so is advertisement beneficial or not? For me, advertisement is not beneficial because ads influencing people to buy unnecessary items, because ads often portray products as status symbols or items that will make the buyer more attracted to buy the products, and they will buy these items since they see the product is successful and they think that it will bring benefits to them, even if it's in real life it's not even benefits for them. And many ads use tricks to make us want things we don't really need. According to a study by the National Bureau of Economic Research, 73% of people admitted feeling the urge to buy things they don't need after seeing ads. And do you have any argument from our points?
For me, the benefit of advertisement, it can introduce a new product. As we know, advertising is play significant role to introduce the new product. Many companies, if they have the new product or new brand, they use this strategy, which is advertisement, to attract more customer or audience. So these ads can be useful for finding an audience and promoting the product. It stimulates the people to purchase the product. And official product information release, such as press release, can be good for product information. And an official release of information, however, it can be more attractive to people. Purposely disclosing information on the internet, especially when it's unofficial, may help keep customer interested in your product. If customer they find the information that wasn't supposed to be shared, they may research and discover more about the product or the brand that the new release. I mean, they want to find a lot of information about that product. While offline advertisement, such as like newspaper, also can be very helpful for advert, and can be more offline advertising, such as like newspaper, magazine, or the big screen, like Dash want to show that's ads. Also can be helpful for the product release. This type of advertising can influence consumer understanding of your product and eventually convince them to be a customer.
So mentioning about the information that they serve or they portray in some advertisement, I think that some of the information are deceitful. So what I mean here is that the information of visual content about the product is misleading or unrealistic. As a consumer myself, I feel that some of the information that they show in the advertisements are not true. So we take as an example here is that Juul e-cigarettes. It is as e-cigarette that was being marketed, as they say in the advertisement, they say that it is a safe alternative towards the traditional cigarettes, when in fact they actually contain more nicotine than the average one. So it actually can lead to several health risks such as addiction, cardiovascular disease, heart attack, and heart problems. So I hereby stand with the adversary to say that I ban the idea of having advertisement as some of the information are deceitful. So do you have any contradiction about that? So some of the, as you said just now, the advertisement helps to share the information about the products, but some of the information are deceitful information, which we cannot actually believe it 100% because not everything are true. As what I gave the example of the jewelry cigarettes just now. So do you have any contradiction to that?
I think that they're just doing their job to attract the customer. So the people should aware.
May I share my opinion? So for me, ads are not beneficial because ads has been bombarding us constantly again and again. Even I am annoyed with the ads. I don't like ads because it's so annoying. And according to the eMarketer which I researched, the average internet user sees over 6,000 ads per day. And advertisements are prevalent across various platforms and media, from websites and social media to streaming services and mobile apps. The constant bombardment of ads make the consumers become more overwhelmed or annoyed by the marketing messages. This can negatively impact the overall effectiveness of advertising and diminish its value for both advertisers and the consumer. And there are also concerns about the privacy when ads use our personal information to target us. A study from the Pew Research Center found that 67% of people worry about how their personal information is used by the advertisers, and some advertisers and ad networks may not be fully transparent about their data collection and tracking practices, leaving users unaware of how their information has been used by the advertisers.
Can I do moderator ask some questions? Okay, so like you said about the process and the user sees around 6,000 ads per day, right? But don't you think that can be blocked using the ad blocker?
It can be blocked somehow, but it still keeps on bombarding us constantly because if the advertisers still want to promote their ads, they can still promote it, and it annoys people when they don't want the ads still. And the unblocked ads is just so unuseful for.
Not useful.
Yeah, not useful.
But this, why I heard a new ad blocker. I don't know which process supports it, but this ad blocker is like they have the new feature. They call it the automatic system. So any type of new ads that cannot be blocked by the past ad blockers can block. Does that contradict?
Give me more time to.
I think in a way, as you say that some advertisement that were not blocked, but that it can be blocked by that new introduced feature. I think in a way companies will still try to do something to will still try to do something in a way like to promote their products. They will still do it. They will still find way in a way to not block their products advertisement, and also in a way to sort of like promote that feature to others. It will still be ads. So in a way it's still sort of like contradicting that ads is still there. So yeah.
I think I agree with your explanation.
But let's say some websites, like have you guys heard about the Nexus website? Or let's say Nexus, yung Banana. These two websites, they won't function well without ads. Without ads, they don't gain money. Ads not only beneficial to the companies, but also beneficial to the user who created that website.
They can also find other ways, other alternatives to promote your games, or instead of relying on ads to work properly. Or
Then be honest with me, which one do you prefer? Buy premium for a month or just watch ads and you get like 1 day of free? Which one?
Well, I think I prefer watching ads, but not like too often. Maybe like only one time watching ads, not like too many.
Good one, good. You seem like you want to say something.
I think, like you guys said, or like online. It's better use offline advertisement because it's use the offline advertisement. It can reduce our. I mean, if online make us like annoying, like every time we like in the Google, if we search something and then we go through that website, suddenly out of nowhere pop out the ads and then we like annoying. But
You're right.
like so we use offline. I mean, offline is better than online. Offline just like using ads like newspapers or magazine, so it's easy for people to I mean less annoying, and then offline ads is better than online because offline it's we cannot we
So, what do you think about what she said?
So as an activist myself, I hereby against tend towards the ideas that advertising doesn't really give a lot of benefits, especially to young children. As an activist myself, so you mean like offline advertisement is better than the online one? Yes. Sort of like in the magazine, as you mentioned just now. Some target their customers as young children because it is where the growth and development starts. So they kind of like influence them in a way through advertisement. So talking about the magazine one, they actually can influence young children also in a bad way or in a good way. But here we're talking about in a bad way. Sort of like taking back as my example, talking about Jollibee series just now, offline advertisement, young children are seen to be sort of like giving out free e-cigarettes in movies and in movies and music events. So it's not, as I mentioned just now, e-cigarettes is not a good thing for your health. And then in a way that saying offline advertisement doesn't really have a benefit also is that they use young influencers or models as young influencers as the models, which I'm pretty sure young influencers are basically influencing young children. So it's more to sort of like a bad if the products that they advertise may the products that they advertise may be good, as they mentioned that it is a safer alternative, and then they also mentioned that it is to help the adult to quit tobacco smoking. But then in a way they use children to advertise their products, so it actually their advertisement is like youth oriented, not towards the adult.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think I agree with Shahila opinion.
Yeah, so I think I just remember something about
Mhm.
what you two just said.
Are we following? Okay. Yes.
I think I just said something about what you two said earlier. Forgive me if I'm misheard it. So you said that advertisers are annoying, and they like causes people, not causes, influences people to buy your product. But if people as a result people buy that and they have no money at all, or even less money, or overspending your savings, it's not the advertisement company that has to be at fault, because isn't it the people's fault for buying it, knowing that they have low savings?
Okay. Good.
So it's like
okay, so you said that it's the person's fault, right? So it's up for, I think if like people want to buy it, then they will buy it, right? So still ads is not beneficial because the company itself encourage people to waste their money, or even if they know the people, like they know themselves that they have no money. So it's like instead of like you could maybe
in a way you're trying to say that they still buy it even though it's not the advertisement company's fault. They still buy it. Well, they still can buy it without the ad. So like in a way I would say that ad is not like beneficial in a way, saying that they can still buy it without the ad. Do you understand what I mean?
yeah, and I think buying from the shop itself is more easier than from the online, because you could like choose other products. Also, maybe there are more cheaper products from the ads that the ads has been shown.
But if you use ads, it can attract a lot of customers. If you like you say from the shop, like some of the product unknown, I mean they don't know that product or the new product. If they don't if they not release, I mean use ads. I mean, yeah. Just like I said, it attract the customer to buy, and more customer buy that product. So it's not advertisement fault. I mean,
Yeah, I follow. I don't know about you all. You all should follow, and you all questions should be like brewing in your heads. Mm. Mm.
and like ads that the information. I mean, some people they buy that product if like they seen from ads, and then they
Let me continue what you just said. Kan, ads is still the people's fault, because people really believe anything they saw on the internet. Let's say a Coca-Cola, it's sparkling in the ads. You don't see sparkle in real life. That's why it's the people's fault for being so for being ignorant.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
And it's not beneficial because it's been like, it said like sparkle, but it's not sparkle in real life. So it's like, it's not really beneficial. If like you can promote by yourself, like standing, like just put a table and then put the Coca-Cola, and you can ask people to come and set like the Coca-Cola itself in the real life, maybe sparkling in front of you.
Disagree.
Yeah.
Offline advertising, like that, like you drop a card, and let's say you drop a card and go to a nearby street, and you just wait there and go on and turn on the neon lights and wait for people to come. If people don't know where you are, it's quite useless, since people don't know about your product. Let's say we got Coca-Cola. Let's say if you got some new trend called not Coca-Cola, which people won't buy not Coca-Cola because the name sounds fake. And it won't work unless you go on the internet. If you just promote it formally and informally, people will just try it. Like the drinks in the TikTok, I don't know, the prime something.
Okay. Okay. I'll let Shahira speak first.
In a way, you're contradicting your point. You're saying beneficial, it's not beneficial. You're saying advertisement is not beneficial in a way. In a way, you're saying that because you say like they are sort of like the information is like the sparkling things. Just now you say it's not true. So in a way, you're contradicting your point. And
You're
your
agreeing with that.
You're agreeing that advertisement is not beneficial.
Yes.
In a way.
I don't.
Okay, hold on. Yazid, sabar, Yazid, sabar. Be patient, okay. First of all, and I can see the bigger picture here, but I want to see the flow of your discussion also later on. But let me just remind the moderator. Moderator, you should be neutral. What happened? All right. But Do I say this or do I say this later or do I say this now? I think I will say it later. I will just see the flow of this naturally. But this is good. This is good. I'll explain why later. So I pass it on back to you, moderator, the neutral moderator. Okay.
So what do you think about what the activity and the special session? What do you think about your points?
Or are you itching to ask questions? The audience, are you itching to ask questions? Are you itchy to ask questions? Like, can we throw the questions at the audience? Can we open the question session, question answer? If you have a point again later, add it on if it's relevant still to the discussion. But let's see what the audience has to say first of all, because we want to give room for their comments. Audience? Yes, for free pens and tea packs. And I think one blue there.
Can you give example of unnecessary products that people show on ads?
I think some ads shows cigarettes ads, and as you know, cigarettes is not good for our health, and it is obviously unnecessary items that has been shown on ads.
So about the advertising offline by using newspaper or magazine. So like they're saying that if online advertising is not working because like there's like a lot of cons and like it is not beneficial, then you said that you can like advertise offline by using newspaper and magazine. Yeah. So do you think like will there be any audience considering like, for example, say that the targeted audience is the young generation? Do you think that the young generation will like go over the newspapers and like flip over the magazines and something like that?
That's quite a good one actually, since younger generations these days won't read newspapers, just like you said, and not won't, but most of them wouldn't read newspapers by hand, right? That's quite a good point actually, I might add it. Thank you for your point. Anyway, did I complete your question or no?
I think specialist has the answer. She asked about is the offline really beneficial?
I know offline is not for, I mean, the young generation didn't, the most of, I mean the old people more do newspaper than young. If young, they use like online, maybe through social media or something. So
Okay, but then again, it can be like not that beneficial because, as Carmina said, that some of the ads can be unnecessary and like that. So like, is there like any other alternative ways so that people can like advertise their products and like stay transparent? Yeah.
Sorry, can you louder up your voice?
What was it again? You said that.
Is there any alternative ways to advertise the products instead of using offline like newspapers and magazines?
Then use online.
You mentioned offline is better than online. So instead of using newspapers, is there any alternative ways to
Use like in UK or Korea, they use the big screen
billboard?
the big screen to promote the product. Like if they pas, and then they see the big screen that is from the ad.
Any more questions? Did that answer your question, Ileana? Like, actually many. I will mention this later also. Yes, Safwan. Safwan has a question.
I have to add on the offline advertising though. It doesn't only restricted to magazines and newspapers. For example, like movies, you know, like the cardboard gun, that is an offline advertisement. You know, like poster. That is like offline advertisement or campaigns. Campaigns is also physical advertisement. So you can only say that offline advertising is only restricted to newspapers and magazines, as there are many nowadays. There's many offline marketing nowadays.
Oh yeah.
You can even give people like
Free things.
free I don't know what Netflix even
Free products. Yeah.
So I think like if you try to promoting foods, you can give food samples
Oh yeah.
Yes.
instead of aggregating the what do you call it? Like, oh, nyaman.
Yeah. Food reviews, right? Yeah. Correct. Yeah. Adrian has a question. Adrian also has a question.
I have a question relating
To Adrian's question.
Food review ad. Isn't it beneficial?
Yeah.
Like, for example, like mukbang, they like indirectly advertising the shop when the shop is not popular. For example, like Keith, the popular food reviewer, where he promotes food that are not recognized by and when he reviews the food and suddenly the place become popular, wouldn't that be beneficial for the shop?
You see where this going? This is going, right? Yes. Any more questions? Any more? Anyone wants to say something? Anyone has been traumatized by advertisements? Anyone? No, nobody has been affected. No? Anybody has been scammed by advertisement, by adverts? Any more? Anything else to say? Okay. So I think we will pass this back to you for your summary, maybe panel comments also on the questions by the audience, but summary and also mention later agreed conclusion. I have to listen to you first, because before this I keep on making the conclusion and then suddenly I hear it from you anyway, right? So I will listen to you first and then your closing remark. Okay, and then I'll mention.
About the 3 points that Safwan, Adrian, and Niza's comments. It's a good point actually. That's a good point. Okay, so about what you said about the mukbang and the whole shop thingy. I mean, it's logic. It's pretty logic. That's what makes the shop famous after all. So okay, so in the end, to conclude this up, when ads are beneficial, ads are beneficial. Without ads, you won't know new things, and you wouldn't have even a chance to try it out. And just like but however, even though ads is just, I can be either admit or not admit, but for this time I agree lah. That's it.
It's alright. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, you say what you have to say. I mean, if there are things to modify, adjust later, we'll do it together as a class, so that we can all learn from this experience also. Deep breath. Release. Inhale. Exhale. It's okay.
Okay.
All right. Interesting.
If that's a beneficial, and that's a beneficial for the pupil and the company itself. Ads are created by the advertising company, and the advertising company is a business company, and the advertising company accepts requests from, let's say, small businesses. So it's a win-win situation. One gets money, one other gets money. So ads are beneficial economically and for emotionally. Let's say if you don't see ads every morning, you just feel sad. So you don't feel anything.
Adverts?
I mean, like some ads, especially the Japanese ads, they are quite entertaining, right? You guys. Anyway, that's it.
Is that your conclusion? Already? Huh? I'm lost. I'm really lost. Okay. Okay. All right. So that's the conclusion, right? That's it? Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Okay. Yes, a few minutes for me to say something. I think this is a teachable moment. Okay. Deep breath. Okay. Like Arzit too. All right. A lot to say. Listen up. Now. Yes, it. Okay. You feel pressure because you know, as the moderator, you cannot take sides. All right. That was the pressure. That was his pressure. Rightly so. It is a forum. It's a discussion. You come with your own roles. Okay. Hidayat with her role and the others with their roles. All right. And Yazid with his role. You cannot suddenly go to their side although you might agree, you have to stick to your role. So thank you, good, excellent for being in character just now, okay? Even Yazid was just now swayed, sometimes he's here, sometimes he's there. I understand, because logical, good logical explanations, good logical explanation. So it's only right when we are influenced. This is different from an essay. An essay, you are allowed to take that position and then take information from different sources and then come up with a conclusion, right? In an essay. Now, in a forum, I think we became a bit confused just now because we want to take sides, but the conclusion, it should rest on your shoulder, Yazid, and the conclusion is actually, our conclusion as an EGP student, it should be always the bigger picture. It should be the bigger picture. It should be the bigger picture. It should be diplomatic. It should be civil. It should be the greater good. Correct? We know that. Then what should it be? If that is our conclusion, because nobody has taken that side. Hidayat has her sides, they have their sides. Nobody has taken the bigger picture side. That falls on your shoulder, the bigger picture side. What's the bigger picture, the civil, the diplomatic conclusion for this one? Who? Yes. Okay, let's see the conclusion. Because that's what we are after, right? That's the ultimate goal for every discussion. A bigger picture, a civil conclusion. Let's hear it. Shakir, okay? Let's hear from you.
I think advertisement purposes are very useful
Okay.
for people to be attracted.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
People
Mm-hmm.
are just not using advertisement as a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
As they are, for example, like they said, people that don't have enough money buying apa tu? The products
Mm-hmm.
at shop. So the problem is the people the choice are at your hand, and you are choosing to buy or not buying.
Okay, not bad. Big hand. Okay. So remember our purpose, because she is right and they are also right. But what is our conclusion? Number one, as they pointed out just now, there are many forms of advertisement. Okay, many forms now. We've got social, never before seen in history. We've got influencers given free things, not just small brands, big brands, social influencers, ambassadors of product. What else? We've got celebrities on social media. You feeling close to that celebrity, you are a fanatic in fact, and you become a follower, you buy their products. That's a form of advertisements. What else? Free things, food review, with the power of viral now. Advertisement is endless, and the power of advertising has been magnified like never before. Let's not forget that. One. Two. But remember, advertising has its purpose also. Alright? Hidayat mentioned many positive purposes. Okay? but there are also some sinister purposes. Sinister, I mean, it may turn negative when the main purpose of advertisement is to push product sales, we call it. You might want to write this down. I'm being very productive this morning. I don't know why. Okay? To push product sales, and they want to sell or make sales, sales, no matter what, by all means, regardless. Mila mentioned it just now, by targeting certain age groups, especially children. Alright? Because children, you know, when they want something, they really want something. We had to go to the end of the world one year because my son wanted, I don't know, it was a $35 plastic ball apparently, because it was trending on social media. Not social media, like the games he was playing. So that's the power of advertisements on children, okay? Pushing product sales regardless by what means. So it may turn into something negative. So as Shakir proposed just now, the bigger conclusion is, for these advertisers, we must make sure through regulations, so we need the power of the authorities to make sure that these advertisers become socially responsible. First and foremost, I think what big brand was it? Because they were asking little girls to be models, wearing, was it Prada? It was Balenciaga, right? It was Balenciaga. Okay, so there you go. So I think they banned it, or they put a, like, they did was it cancelled? Just that product. Yeah, I don't remember. You can read up again. But that's what happens when brands are not socially responsible in what they advertise. And Shakir mentioned financial literacy for the rest of us, for the rest of the world, for the rest of us consumers. Financial literacy, okay, in knowing what to buy. Do you remember your year 7 topic? Not even year 7, I think year 4, year 5. What is a necessity? What is not a necessity? If not a necessity, what do we call it? Wants, needs and wants, right? Year what? You tell me. Year 4. Do you practice it now? No, you don't care, right? You just buy whatever you want. Yes. Right? Financial literacy 101, year 4. Okay. Now, to relate it back, you see the world now, our background, break time, extra 3 minutes. One of the groups mentioned about being in progressive society. Who mentioned that? Your group. Okay, Safwan. You mentioned about being in a progressive society. Listen up. In a progressive society, one of the aspects, one of the sign, one of the indicator of a progressive society, if we truly are a progressive society, or are we still developing? I don't know. Are we still trying to find our identity? Are we still developing as an identity, as a national identity? I don't know. Are we still developing, or are we already truly a progressive society? One of the signs of a progressive society is when simplicity is beauty. When people are happy with being simple, but they are on the lookout for other things, which means quality, like quality service, quality product that lasts a lifetime, products that don't waste money. That is an indicator of a progressive society. Are we there yet? Are we a progressive society? Ask yourself. Or are you at least a progressive person? Ask yourself that. It's a good question. That's it. Okay? That's it. Are we okay? But realize This is an essay. This is an essay. This is an essay. A discussion is not an essay yet. Okay? You cannot convince Hidayat just now. Oh, suddenly I agree with you. Oh, Yazid got carried away. I think I agree with you. Alright? The forum wasn't even over yet. Because that cannot be how it works. When you have an opinion, you have to stand with your opinion. But rather, at the end of it, in terms of a conclusion, we must arrive at an agreed conclusion. And our agreed conclusion is for advertisers to be socially responsible and for customers to be financially literate. Are we okay? Can I just make one more point? Okay? Shahira, thank you just now for getting back at Hidayat's point. Now listen up. When we siok sendiri with our own point, we don't develop as ideas or as an understanding. We don't move anywhere. We don't go anywhere. Okay? It's only when you dare take someone else's point and counter it with your own and then justify it, that is when you make the stronger point. Okay, do you get what I mean? So thank you for taking that opportunity. I think there should be more of that. Dare to take another person's point. If you think your point and it's not about who wins. It's about arriving at a better conclusion. Okay, take another person's point and then counter it in a civil, in a diplomatic way. If you are able to do that, then you know you are the bigger person. You don't just win the argument, you win the day because you become the bigger person, being able to say it in a civil manner. Woo! I don't think I can teach block 4, block 5. I've just drained all my energy. Thank you. Well done. Okay.